and we are going to be talking to you today all about how to connect and collaborate with other educators at your school to make the most out of ClassTag and to work together to work smarter and not harder. So if you would like to post, if you have any ideas, or if you have experiences with using ClassTag and collaborating across your school, or something that you know somebody else has done, it would be great to put that in the chat and we will talk about it as it comes up. So we're gonna give a couple of minutes for people to get joined and started before we start talking about adding co-teachers and collaborators to your school. And if you have any questions too about how to add a co-teacher or the functionalities about ClassTag, please feel free to put that in the chat as well, and one of us will get back to you and give you an update on how that's going. So if you're just joining us, hi, I'm Brittany. I'm here with Danielle. We are getting ready to start talking about how to add teachers and co-teachers to your ClassTag school and classroom. So we're going to get started in just a minute. If you have any questions at all, type it in the chat and we'll be reading it during our session today to hear about, we'll be answering those questions during our session today. Thank you.
And we also have some free resources available to everyone that stays on to the end of our session today that will help you get started with collaborating on ClassTag with colleagues and even your administration.
Thank you, Danielle.
You're welcome.
Okay, so, all right. Let's see, I'm gonna get ready to get started. So, hi, I'm Brittany. We are going to be talking about connecting and collaborating to with your school. So our goal today is really to teach you how to connect teachers and staff in your building to your school so that they can work with you. You can all work together to make sure that you have a successful school year this year. And we're also going to be talking about how to share ClassTag out with teachers inside of your school and teachers who are outside of your school to kind of help other teachers to see how they can save time and reach more families by utilizing ClassTag. And while we're getting ready, I'm going to pull up the ClassTag homepage and put that up for all of you to see. And I'm going to make sure that I make that nice and big. So if you can see it well, please let me know in the chat. It's coming up in just a minute.
Tonight. Chrissy, Michelle, Shelly, welcome to ClassTag.
Welcome to our new users. We're so glad to have you. All right, so we're gonna go to the homepage and get ready to get started. So if you're a newbie, here's the ClassTag homepage, and you'll see right at the top in our dashboard, there is a way for you to invite other people to ClassTag by sharing it. So you'll click on this blue button, and then you'll see that you can invite people to your specific school, or you can share it with other educators who are outside of your school. So the difference would be if you invite educators that are within your school building, when you use this button, what's great is that ClassTag will make sure that when they click that link, they automatically get connected to their school. Oh, it would be helpful if you could see it. Okay, I'm gonna make that nice and big. All right, perfect. So if you look over here, this will generate a unique link for just people at your school so that when they click it, they will become a member of your school. And then if you use this link to share with teachers who are not a part of your school, they'll still get a link to join, and they'll be able to join ClassTag, but without getting connected to your school, and they don't necessarily need to be. And the great thing about inviting teachers using this method is that when you invite them, both parties will get 150 class tag coins, and you get 150 class tag coins per teacher that you invite to class tag. Am I correct, Danielle?
Yes, you are correct.
Okay, so this is a great way to earn points really quickly. If you think that class tag is working great for you and helping you to save time and reach all of the families, make sure that you share this with other people so that they can also get some of those benefits and see what great ways they can contact families from their school. So we're going to go back.
Brittany, can you go back a section? You actually want add colleagues to your school so they can see how easy it is to find their unique URL. Yeah.
So we're going to click on it. And then, so you can copy this link to share if you'd like to use this link to share, or you can type in your colleague's email address. And what they can do is when you type their email address in here, they will get an email invitation to join. But if you just want to give them your link, you can just click here and click copy link, and you can email it or send it out as a message, whatever works best for you. And then everybody will get rewarded by joining. All right, so should we look at what it looks like when we click this button too, Danielle?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay, so let's see what it looks like when we click to share with educators outside of our school. So you'll see that you will get a different link. So when you use this link, this will allow other educators to join class tag, but not necessarily join the school that you are a part of. So if you know other people at other schools, this would be a great way to share it with them. Or of course, you can type in their email or their phone number if you want to share it with them, and then press send invites this way. So
a great place to share your with educators outside your school is on social media. So you can easily just copy your link. Maybe you want to post something about what you love about class tag in the description. You can put in your link. So anyone who reads your post, they can click your link. They'll get points. You'll get points. So it's a win-win.
All right. So now we're going to talk about how to invite, and we're going to talk about the different roles that are available on class tag for teachers. So some of the people on class tag are teachers, and then the teachers can have different roles in their school. So you can be a classroom teacher, but you can also be a school leader. And a school leader is somebody who can post on the class tag school-wide page. So you would be able to make, now I'm going to navigate there really quick. You would be able to make school-wide announcements that would go out to everybody at your school. Or you can just select to send it out by a grade level. So to invite school leaders to your school, would that be the administrator, Danielle, like the building lead, the person who has claimed the school?
Yeah, so if you're the first to claim your school, you're automatically going to be a school leader, so that when you invite people to join your school, or people who use class tag at your school, put in your school name and address, it'll allow them to connect to your school, and you will accept their invite. But if you're not the first to connect to your school, when you join your school, the school leader who's claimed the school will have to accept it. I don't know if I answered your question. Did I?
No, it does. So basically, whoever, you can become the first school leader at your school, or that school leader, you can, I'm going to go here to show you. This is going to make it easier. I'm going to show you and not tell you. So what you can do is you can add a leader if you've already claimed your school, or teachers can request to be a leader, correct?
Yes.
And then it will need to be approved by the school leader just to make sure that everybody who wants that power should have that power.
Yes.
So this is really helpful because school leaders are great to assign for your special area teachers, or teachers who work with or people in your building, I should say specialists in your building who work with the entire school building. It's helpful to have them added here so that they can keep up with all of their caseloads and whatever families they may need to keep in contact with, but they don't necessarily need their own classroom because they're working with the entire school. So when you you can invite people to your school page to be school leaders and help manage it. The other thing we can do in class tag to help collaborate and to kind of work smarter and not harder as a collective of teachers is to invite co-teachers to your classroom. So if I went to my ClassTag classroom and then I looked at my directory page, which is right here, it's the blue tab, I would look at the classroom teachers area up here, this box, and you're going to click on the add people. You can see there's a little symbol on the button and click it. So this will allow you to add another teacher to your classroom who has all of the same functionalities as you. So if you are departmentalized and you're looking to have your students in one classroom, or if you're a middle school teacher who wants to, your middle school who wants to separate your teams you want to separate by grade and create one class for a whole grade level, and then have co-teachers come in and post so that parents only have one place to go to see all of the communication. This would be a really good idea to add a co-teacher. So you'll just type their name in and then click add, and they'll get an invitation. And once they receive that invitation, you'll see them added to the directory, and then they will be able to message people or post in your class and comment and reply. However, I believe, Danielle, the inboxes are separate.
Yes. So every teacher would have their own inbox, just like every parent has their own inbox and every school leader has their own inbox.
Correct. So as long as you're sharing with your co-teacher, they'll just be able to see everything that's really on your homepage and create events, activities, and whatever kind of post the teacher can create. And they can even create parent-teacher conferences for you. So this is a great way to collaborate with your teammates and spend less time creating posts. And you can save time by assigning roles and responsibilities to different teachers that you have as co-teachers. And I'm actually going to tap Danielle and ask her to explain this part to you.
So as Brittany explained, you can collaborate by adding co-teachers to your classroom. Good examples of this would be like the sports teacher, the art teacher, or any teacher in your building that works with the same group of students in your classroom. What's really nice is that co-teachers can, again, like post in your classroom and do all of that. But in terms of roles and responsibilities, if you're working on a grade team, let's say first grade, there's 3 teachers on the grade team. What you can do is have one person in charge of posting announcements maybe once a week in all 3 of the classrooms. So if you have communication that's the same, that goes out every week. What's nice is that when your whole grade team is tagged in each other's classroom, you can create an announcement and tag the other classrooms that you're tagged in. So it's one announcement going out to all of those classrooms. You can also have a teacher be responsible of creating an event and putting in all of the days off from school from now until the end of the year, right now. So what's really nice about ClassTag is that you can put in all those dates and times that are coming up throughout the year. Do it now so you don't have to worry about it until they start coming up as the weeks go on. And so that teacher who's responsible for creating an event would create it in all the classrooms, but then their job would be done because they've already done their task. Where the person who's creating the announcement weekly would do that throughout the school year. Another way that you can collaborate with your grade team is creating a classroom. I don't know, Brittany, if I'm jumping the gun here. If we're going to talk about that a little later with
Going to jump to the classroom?
Well, I'll say that after.
Okay.
But, what you can also do is when you're tagging each other's classroom, when you create a message, you can create a message with just the teachers on your grade team or anyone that is tagged in your classroom as a co-teacher. So this can now become a place where you can share best practices, lesson plans, resources, because your messenger, Brittany, do you mind just clicking the messenger button?
I'm so glad to do that. I was getting excited. I'm trying to respond to somebody in our comments.
Oh, no problem.
Okay.
When you create a message, I just want to show them what I'm talking about, being able to start a conversation with just your co-teachers. So,
sorry. I should go back to the school page to show you that, correct? Instead of
you can
this classroom.
A classroom, yeah.
Okay. Oh boy. Okay, messages. Here we are.
So when you create a message, if you wanted to share resources with the teachers connected to your classroom as a co-teacher, I mean, currently there's only one teacher, but imagine that there were more teachers underneath Danielle. You can create a group message, attach photos, videos, and files, embed links, and have a conversation with your grade teams there so that you can share resources. Yeah, so you can include therapists, paras, assistant teachers as co-teachers. What I did when I was teaching in kindergarten, what I did, I even added my class parent. So the class parent would post information related to the PTA, events that were happening in the school, if they needed forms or needed to like create an event and request sign-ups, volunteers, items for a party, they would take care of that. The only action part on my end would be communicating with my with my class parent about what I expected them to do on ClassTag so that we were on the same page. And it worked really well, and it saved me so much time.
I also did the same, Danielle, when I was teaching. I remember at the end of the year when we could have volunteers and fun people in classrooms, they coordinated a class party, and it was just so great because the end of the year is already so busy as it is for teachers. Yeah. The parents coordinated and organized everything. I allowed them to create the event, and they just took care of it all. And it was one less thing on my to-do list, and it was something that made all of them so happy. So Thank you so much for sharing that.
You're welcome.
And now we're going to be looking at what the different things that you can use a ClassTag classroom for. So I think I just responded to Matt in the comments, but he was asking about using it for PLC. So I believe that you mean a professional learning community. So we actually already have a professional learning community established on ClassTag if you were to become an advisor. So our advisors actually are already a part of a school and group in ClassTag, and I know that Danielle is really the expert on advisors, and I kind of got on a little bit of a tangent. Let her talk about it. But just so that you know, in case you're interested in utilizing ClassTag that way, we actually have that forum set up, and you can become an advisor so that you can get access to a professional learning community of colleagues that are in your state. So that's one of the other things that you can use ClassTag for. And a new trend that teachers are a new trend in utilizing ClassTag that teachers are using is creating a staff member classroom. So this is the classroom that you create within your school where you can basically just communicate with your staff members. So everything can get posted here. The school leaders can share out templates for teachers to share out with their classrooms individually and really come together and utilize this as a messaging platform to make sure that building leaders are actually reaching all of the people in their building. And it's a nice free way to do this instead of relying on paying for an outside client to monitor your email and see if people are reading and receiving it. You can use ClassTag, it's free, and it will tell you whether or not people in your building are able to receive and read your messages. It allows teachers to collaborate. So one of the things you might do is start a message, and this would help you can create a conversation with all of the teachers in your school building. And then you can start a group conversation. So this can go out instead of an email. And what's great is that it'll go out to all of the teachers' preferences. So if a teacher would prefer to receive app notifications instead of an email because they're already checking ClassTag, you can do it this way and not have to worry about checking your email separately than checking your ClassTag account. Is there anything else, Danielle, that I could share about this?
I guess in terms, if you're thinking about doing a staff classroom, just talk the logistics on how you would set that up. And I don't know if you would cover this because I was reading the comments, but when you go into the directory, you would add the teacher as the student as well as the parent. So if you see here, I have all the teachers' names as the students, and then their email would go in the parent column. Other than that, I would say, I used it when I was teaching, and I loved it because I was able to use all of the features in ClassTag in my classroom. So my favorite feature is the weekly summary because it accumulates all the dates and times that you put in ClassTag into one summary per classroom. And so if your school leader or maybe grade team lead or whoever is really monitoring the staff classroom, they could put in important action items, dates and times related to just the teachers and have that pushed out so that you will get a weekly summary for your action items as a teacher. And also, your school leader, if they're managing the page, can easily create office hours by creating a parent-teacher conference. And Brittany, as you know, we have integration with Google Calendar and Google Meet. So you can open your office hours as a school leader or maybe as a grade team lead who's going to connect with all of the teachers and assistant teachers on your grade team. It's very simple and easy, and it makes your life even better because it's in ClassTag, so you don't have to go to different platforms to schedule our communication.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, the Google integration really just saves teachers so much time because it'll create a calendar invitation, it will create a Google Meet link so that everything is all there. You don't have to do the work twice. So it's just one step for the teacher, which is just always great to reduce that extra workload that teachers tend to carry.
Yeah, there's also some other, I do want to give you some other creative ideas to use a classroom. So I saw a comment about PLCs. You can easily do it for a PLC by if you have a small group that you're working on in your school. So maybe you're using it for organizing events or you're a part of different committees. You can create a classroom with like 2 teachers to up to 100 teachers in a class if you use it for other teachers in the building. You can also create classrooms for after-school activities, morning clubs that you have. If there's a specific club that you run with a small group of students, you can use it for your sports teams, especially if you're using ClassTag school-wide. The goal is to have communication streamlined into one platform so that it's easy and simple and that you're not going to miss any communication. So you could probably think of so many other ways you can use a classroom, but I love it because there isn't a limit on how many classrooms you can have. And it doesn't obviously cost you money. So why not create classrooms that are really going to meet your needs for not just your parents and students, but also your teachers and staff in your building.
I'm so glad that you mentioned that, Danielle, because there are so many other ways to use ClassTag. People use it for after-school clubs. They use it for different groups. It's just one place to go. Now we're in unprecedented times. It's so easy. It's so comforting to families to just know, oh, it's just on ClassTag. We can just get it from there. So okay. And if you are creating those classrooms in ClassTag, you'll notice that when you go to create a classroom, it'll ask you about the grade level. So let's say I wanted to create a new class. One of the first questions is the grade level. And of course, if it's a staff class, you don't have a grade level. So just make sure that you pick other for that selection so that it is separated and not grouped in with grade levels so that you can remain separate from school announcements and etc. So it'll put all of those teachers, all of those extracurricular groups in their own category so it's easy to find them and be able to parse out if you want to just message your school, your classroom, or if you want to include groups, activities, clubs, extracurriculars, online learners, whatever other groups that you decide to create with ClassTag, you really have a lot of options.
Yeah.
And so the last thing that we're really going to talk about are the details of our advisor program. And we're going to have Danielle talk to you about our advisor program.
Thank you. So advisors, think of it as every school has a ClassTag champion, someone who is well-versed in ClassTag or super passionate about bringing ClassTag to their school. And the advisor program is basically a space where it's in product. It's a community where you're able to network with other ClassTag advisors from your state. And you have a chance to give direct feedback to the ClassTag team in addition to getting professional development credit for watching videos related to how you share ClassTag or learn more about our features, learning how to present a PD session related to ClassTag. I already see in some of our comments there's a couple advisors who are on the call right now. It's been a great experience. We're growing. The goal is to have one advisor at every school so that when you start onboarding and supporting teachers using ClassTag in your building, you will be that point person to not only educate them, but to support them throughout the year and expand ClassTag within your school and hopefully your district. So I am going to send out the application to the advisors program. But if you are a teacher who is passionate about ClassTag, you want more resources on how you can be better at ClassTag, but also basically be a direct line to the ClassTag team to provide us feedback and best practices, definitely fill out an application. Again, there is one per school, so you may have one already at your school, but the application is only 3 minutes, so you might as well apply and see, and then we'll get you onboarded and started with that.
Well, thank you all so much for coming. I think, and there's a free resource that's also going on. I can't forget about that. I can't get excited to go before we give them something free for staying all the way to the end.
Oh, I agree with you. I'm actually going to drop that in the chat. I dropped it now, but do you see my screen, Brittany?
I have it on. I'm going to spotlight you so you're bigger. Okay, there we go.
So I just dropped this in the comments. So I suggest you open it up and check it out. In this document, you're going to see a lot of our resources to help you get started with ClassTag. We have a school launch pack, which is a step-to-step guide for implementing ClassTag at your school. I love our Educators Lounge. That's a place where you can connect and collaborate with other ClassTag users. And then most importantly, over here you have your free resources. If you've attended some of the last few sessions and you didn't get a chance to receive that free resource, you can check them out below. But for tonight's session, I just wanted to quickly go over some of the resources we have. We have a blog over here, which goes over how you can share ClassTag with other teachers. It provides videos, tips. Oh, Brittany, there you are. How you can share ClassTag and just bring your passion to your school. Also, what we have over here is a presentation that you can use if you would like to talk to your school leader about using ClassTag. What I like about this presentation, it's more geared to what we're currently dealing with COVID, and there being a lot of different models of what back to school is going to look like. And so it really dives in on how ClassTag can help solve the issues that a lot of school leaders are facing with school closings and what it's going to look like for back to school. And then probably my most favorite, which will be super easy for you, is the email templates. So I have 2 email templates in this free resource that you can utilize. If you would like to share ClassTag within your building with other teachers and get them on board, we have a teacher template over here, where if you see over here in the highlighted, you would take your specific URL code that Brittany showed you in the beginning of the session that shows you how to share ClassTag so that teachers will connect to your school. So you can easily just pop that in, use this template, share it out to teachers at your school. I mean, the worst they can say is no. And then if you're feeling super confident, you have a great relationship with your admin, and they're looking for an all-inclusive platform for communication that's free, I suggest that you connect with your school leader. We have an email template for you that you can use for that. You can gear it to them. But I do want to say about the email template for your administration, you know your relationship and your school admin better than myself or Brittany or maybe a friend that you know. So you decide what's the best way to approach them about ClassTag. If it's popping into their office while you set up your classroom, or maybe it's a friendly email about letting them know about ClassTag. Whatever works for you is going to be most successful because you know students. So again, I hope these resources are super helpful for you. Feel free to reach out to Brittany or I. My email is danielle@classtag.com. You can also reach out to support@classtag.com. Brittany, you're Brittany at classtag.com.
I am Brittany at classtag.com. You can find me there. And Danielle, if you wouldn't mind just dropping the link for the advisors one more time in the chat. I'm seeing some other people who are looking for it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Make sure that we include all of them.
And it's also in that document that I shared with you as well.
Oh, great. So if you do click on that Google document that Danielle shared, you should be able to get it from there as well. And if you have any questions about the advisor program too, you can message us. You can find our email, you can find ClassTag support and say, how do I become an advisor? And they'll send you a link that you can just click on and it'll make it really easy. So thank you so much, Danielle.
I didn't even say that you earn your coins. Like there's different challenges every month that you get to complete. You earn coins. We have contests running. The contest going right now for advisors. It's I forgot which Canon printer it is, but it's like a wireless Canon like high definition printer. We have an Amazon Echo Dot for third place, and like second place is I think it's almost like a Polaroid camera that you snap and it comes out. It's really cool. So definitely a fun community, and I hope a lot of you just apply, and excited to see you become a ClassTag advisor and get on board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so good luck with connecting and getting all of these teachers at your school collaborating and working together to make your school year successful, easy, and make it go just as smoothly as it can. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you check out those resources that we put in the chat. And until next Thursday, we'll see you. And please take care and be well.
Bye.
Bye.